Hello everyone, hope everyone is safe and sound and staying at home. I'm Arita Haq and I'm once again back on a listener day with a biology lesson. And the topic which we will be discussing about today is enzymes. So without any further delay, let's just get started. Alright, so as I've already mentioned that today we will be learning about enzymes. So in order to learn about enzymes or have a clear idea about enzymes, we have to learn about catalysts in the first place. So what is a catalyst? So a catalyst is something which speeds up a chemical reaction, but at the end of the reaction has the same mass as it had at the beginning of the reaction. This means that it is not used up in the reaction. It must, however, take part in the reaction, or we might as well not have it there at all. So how does a catalyst work actually? So a catalyst works by providing an alternative pathway for the reaction to occur. So this alternative pathway has a lower activation energy than the pathway without the catalyst. So by activation energy, what we mean is the minimum amount of energy required to start a reaction. So this alternative pathway provided by the catalyst has a lower activation energy than the pathway without the catalyst. So in this diagram, as you can see, are two pathways for a reaction. The blue pathway is the energy profile without the catalyst, and the red pathway is the energy profile with the catalyst. So you can see here that with the catalyst, the activation energy is being lower. And thus there are more molecules with the required activation energy, and therefore more fruitful and successful collisions of the molecules will occur per second, and hence the reaction will be faster. So this is how catalysts actually speed up a reaction. So now as we have talked about what catalysts are, we can move on to what enzymes are now. So enzymes are known as biological catalysts as well. So they are mainly protein in nature, and they alter the rate of chemical reactions without themselves being chemically changed at the end of the reaction. So enzymes are basically substances, proteins, or in some cases, ribonucleic acid, RNA, that speeds up a biochemical reaction by modifying specific substances called substrates. So enzymes are supremely selective in who they bind to and modify, hence their specificity. So now, how does a tiny enzyme speed up a chemical reaction? The answer to this is very simple. The enzymes perform this critical task by lowering a reaction's activation energy, as we discussed before. As an enzyme is a catalyst, it will lower a reaction's activation energy. That is the amount of energy needed for the reaction to begin. So enzymes bind to their substrates. So hold them in such that chemical bond breaking and bond forming processes take place more easily. So enzymes have a specific place in them which is called the active site, as you can see in the diagram, where the substrate and real-time action actually takes place. Where the substrate binds with the enzyme is the active site. So the active site has a specific size, shape, and chemical behavior rendered to it by specific arrangements of amino acids. For these amino acids, an enzyme's active site is unique only to a particular substrate. In addition to active site, many enzymes consist of a non-protein part called cofactor. So now let us talk about the lock and key hypothesis. So this is the simplest model to represent how an enzyme actually works. So the substrate simply fits into the active site to form a reaction intermediate, just like the key fits in its specific lock in the diagram, as you can see. So the key is the substrate and the lock is the enzyme. So the substrate binds with the enzyme in the enzyme's active site. So the substrate simply fits into the active site to form a reaction intermediate, just like the key fits in its lock, as I've said already. So the shape isn't changed here. Rather, the structure of the substrate absolutely complements the structure of the enzyme, like puzzle pieces. So I hope it's really clear to you now. So here is another model which is known as the induced fit hypothesis or the induced fit model. So in this model, the enzyme upon binding of substrate changes shape. So the matching between an enzyme's active site and the substrate in here isn't just like two puzzle pieces fitting together. Rather, the enzyme changes its shape and binds to its substrate even more tightly. So this fine-tuning of the enzyme to fit into the substrate is called induced fit. Thank you so much everyone for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. And in the next video, we will be learning more about enzymes and hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you.